They handed me a route book and a map that was highlighted. They said, here's your route. Here's how you operate the truck. Don't come back till it's done. But
How long did the first route take you think?
16 hours.
How long did you get that down? Like, how low did you get that down to?
I got it down to like 9 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It is. The best part of that day was I got to the landfill. I didn't know how to dump the truck. So a gentleman, God rest his soul, he's was one of my best friends when I was a driver, worked for a competitor. His name's Frank Perry. And I backed up and I go, excuse me, can you show me how to dump this truck? And he goes, are you kidding me? They sent you out here and you don't even know how? And I go, no, sir, I do not know how to dump this truck. Let me help you. And he walked me through it.
Wow.
And he was a competitor.
All right, well, welcome to the Waste Nexus podcast. We have today a new friend, not new to the industry, as I researched Mr. Mike Nelson. Mike, do you want to introduce a little bit of your history, and then I'll start poking you with questions.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. Mike Nelson. I've been doing this since 1989, 36 years. So it's a long time.
Do you know how old I was in 1989?
I don't even think you were born. That's how young you look.
He wasn't born, but that was, you were telling me this off camera before. The group you started with then eventually became. Walk us through that story because it's pretty wild.
Sure. I worked for Jim and Tom Van Wilden in their private family business in Central Illinois, which had many names, but I worked for Vermilion Waste Systems.
Vermilion Waste. Okay.
And after 2 years, we became Allied Waste Industries. Through that, and we purchased National Scavengers Inc., Rich Van Hatten, within a week of each other. And so that was the birth of Allied Waste Industries.
And what were you doing at the time of that 2 week window?
I was, what was I doing?
Yeah.
I was a driver.
You were a driver.
I started out as a driver. Actually, I started out as a shop helper.
Just around the shop.
And then they hired me because I had a commercial license, not the CDL of modern times, because that came after.
That came later. Okay.
That came later, but they hired me. They didn't have a route for me, but they kept me around. So I worked in the shop. I worked on trucks.
They knew it was coming.
And then somebody quit, and then can't do it these days, but you literally, they handed me a route book and a map that was highlighted. They said, here's your route. Here's how you operate the truck. Don't come back till it's done.
Yeah, that's pre-time limits, right?
Pre-time limits.
How long did the first route take you think? 16
hours.
How long did you get that down? Like, how low did you get that down to?
I got it down to like 9 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It is. The best part of that day was I got to the landfill. I didn't know how to dump the truck. So a gentleman, God rest his soul, he's was one of my best friends when I was a driver, worked for a competitor. His name's Frank Perry. And I backed up and I go, excuse me, can you show me how to dump this truck? And he goes, are you kidding me? They sent you out here and you don't even know how? And I go, no, sir, I do not know how to dump this truck. Let me help you. And he walked me through it.
Wow.
And he was a competitor.
Yeah.
And
yeah, but he's a fellow guy out
on the street, and his father was a garbage man, Frank Sr. So he was a generational garbage man. And
did he end up having kids that did the industry or no?
I don't think so. I think his kids wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
And our dad was in the financial services world, and we've been near that in what we're doing, but not. I don't really want to be in that type of environment exactly. Very regulated. Well, so then from there, what interesting thought for me as I was looking at this, you were there 15 years, and then there was a 7-year period at Rumpke. The only company you haven't worked for that's on the big list is GFL.
Yes.
But an interesting thing because I read a lot of LinkedIn profiles, some people go long periods of time at companies, and then when they move on, they sometimes do, and it looked like it happened to you a little bit, where they do 2-year stints because you're trying to find a spot that actually fits. Is that what that ends up being? it's hard to find a fit after a long time at another company?
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to. Yeah, that's part of it, and then the other part of it is, many times I got hired to fix something,
Yeah.
and so as I'm wired, once I fix something, it becomes boring. And just being honest, that's it's like, hey, this place is running on its own now. The challenge is
You don't
gone.
need
I
me.
need a new challenge.
Right.
I need to, and I was always looking for a job where I literally was just me. My only function was to fix things.
Yep.
Part of, during Allied, there towards the end of my Allied career, I did operational support for the Great Lakes region.
Okay.
So that was me literally just going to and fixing things all the time.
Because there's always something.
There was
that needs to be
always
fixed.
something wrong in Michigan or Ohio or Indiana. There was always something wrong.
Okay. That's Charlie and I have talked about that in other ways about the customer service side of the waste industry is that way, where it's like it never stops needing to be fed.
Yes.
Right? Because every day there's an operational program that runs, something gets messed up, and some customer is going to call in and say, "What happened?" Right?
Yep.
And it burns some people out. I mean, customer service in this particular industry can be really challenging because people get really grumpy about trash.
It is the first line of people that get the most grief, and they're typically the lowest paid people.
Yeah.
It's very challenging, and so I've always tried to teach people to don't take it personal. They're not mad at you; they're mad at the situation.
Yeah.
Right.
But people can't always internalize that and keep that because they take it personally. When
Well, because
somebody's-
8 hours of it can really
eight hours.
bury you.
Especially back when we implemented fuel surcharges and we were doing all these things in the industry that weren't there, and people would scream about fuel surcharges. They'd scream about fees,
Yep.
and it burned people out fast.
Yeah.
Especially in those roles, I feel like you can't necessarily fix what it is.
No.
In some cases, maybe a credit, but usually that's going to go to a different department. And I feel like in other industries, if it's a technical thing or something, they can reset their password and help them, and then you get that satisfaction, that closure. But that doesn't always happen here.
Yeah, I mean it's a hard position to empower because it's really transactional.
Right.
But in the career you've had, you were typically geographically limited, right? You were regional here, district manager there, that type of focus. Now in the new role, you're not geographically limited at all, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
all of U.S. and Canada.
Does that mean you're on the airplane a lot, or is it more phone based?
It really depends what's going on. Like this month, I'm on a plane a lot.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Typically, I work from home a lot.
Yep.
A lot of Teams calls, a lot of meetings.
You're a Teams guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always the debate of is it Teams, is it Google Meet, is it Zoom? People love to have that little like, what do you mean you guys use Zoom?
Is that like the iPhone and the Android?
The Android fights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has their personal favorite, but
I can't stand Androids.
Green bubble friends.
Yeah. My son is an Android kid, and he's like,
you just don't text him then.
nope, I'm not talking to you.
I'm not talking to you.
Now till you get an iPhone.
Yeah.
But so when you were as a driver way back when, one of the funny things that I like to do is catch the pictures of crazy things like the boat in the 2-yard. And what's one of those stories that you saw? Because I'm sure you saw some things.
Yeah, there's some things I can't even talk about.
Yeah.
But I've seen people pull back the lids on a 6-yarder and put a piano in it. Oh yeah, I've seen people load up containers with concrete. Just
Can't even pretend to dump.
you can't even pretend to lift it up.
Yeah. Right.
There was one customer in Central Illinois that somebody set their dumpster on fire once. So the guy had this clever idea of, I'm going to fill it up with water.
Oh wow.
Every day.
Interesting.
So you can't set off. So he literally run a garden hose into it and fill it up halfway with water. And so I'm like, it hasn't rained. Where's this water coming from? So one time I'm dumping the container and he comes out and I'm like, where's this water coming from? He goes, oh, I fill it up halfway. I was like, Can you stop doing that?
Do you go swimming in it?
Yeah. Can you stop doing that, sir?
You know that line of "Who hurt you"? He's an example of that. It's like, who hurt you that you were going to fill that up with water? That's nuts.
It is.
And it's heavy.
And it fills up your hopper with water, and then you leak everywhere, and then people complain.
Right.
Yeah.
And
he's paying for it.
Yeah.
And it probably splashed your cab.
Yeah. It's awful. Yeah.
But back then you never had to deal with fires like they do now with the trucks getting the batteries smushed inside the hopper in the back, right?
No. For us back then, it was the fall. It was pool chemicals. So people would be cleaning out their garage when they're, it's like, oh, I'm done for the year.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw away pool chemicals.
Right.
Mixes with a little bit of water, heats up.
That was a thing. Okay.
It was. I mean, back then, Biederman was a huge advocate of the chemicals not being, in the waste.
Yeah. But that then.
And now it's the lithium batteries.
Yeah, lithium batteries are a major problem.
Major problem for MRFs, major problem for haulers, major problem for everybody.
Right. I actually really enjoy those fire rover videos on.
Those are great.
Little hose goes out and goes just. They put one up the other day of them putting out a big loader.
Yeah.
That caught fire.
Yeah. Brian does good with that. Yeah.
It's hysterical.
Yeah.
You're like, how was this not done before?
Yeah.
And yet now it is. Now it's the standard.
Now it is the standard, yeah.
But I wonder what they're going to do for trucks, though, because it can't be that you lose these $300,000 trucks routinely.
Oh, they're $500,000 now.
Oh, okay. Well,
so front load trucks now $500,000 for every one of them.
Right. And it could catch fire a week after it goes out.
And it could burn to the ground.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know. I don't know that side of it, but like all of our heavy equipment that we had in the landfill all had fire suppression systems. I don't know if that could be something that's incorporated into front load, rear load, side load trucks. I don't know, but I know that dozers and compactors and all that
on the landfill had it.
Yeah, Aljohns all had fire suppression systems.
Okay. Well, if they can make them electric and they can make them run on natural gas, and I would think they could put another canister on it that says, okay,
I would think so. Yeah,
we'll foam this thing down so that we don't. The challenge, as I understand it, is that the lithium-ion batteries don't. They just have to burn out.
Yeah. It's like the oldie time Volkswagen Beetles that had magnesium blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Once the magnesium's on fire, it's on fire.
They're waiting.
Please don't put water on it.
Right.
Yeah. They made there were race cars that had wheels that were magnesium, and those were always a bit of a risk because your brakes get hot.
Yes.
Right, and it's like, well, if that leads to one thing leads to another, then you're going to have a challenge.
Yes.
Right? And that stuff burns super hot.
White hot.
Super. Yeah.
It is crazy, and you can't put it out.
No.
You just gotta let it burn.
You let it burn. Well, that's why they dump them. Right, but it's hysterical when you see the videos. They're in a suburb, and all of a sudden there's 6 tons of trash in the street burning.
Yeah, and I've done it.
You have.
I've dumped my truck. Yeah, many times when I was a driver.
Because you saw smoke.
Because I seen fire.
Yeah.
It literally raised up, sweep up the blade on a rear load, and it's like.
Oh man!
So you're standing there.
You're standing there watching it because it just flames up. Something inside just popped, and like, oh boy. And first rule, dump the truck.
Yep.
Now,
second rule, drive away.
Second rule, drive away so it doesn't melt your brake lines.
Yeah.
Funny story. I had 2 employees over my career dump the truck. I've had more than that, but these are 2 good ones. One of them, he decided he was going to be great, and he was 2 blocks away from the fire station. He dumped the load in front of the fire station. They couldn't get the trucks out of the building.
No.
And the other one dumped it in a gas station.
Also bad.
Also bad.
Yep. Neither resulted in anything terrible.
No.
But
it was the topic of the next morning safety meeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please do not.
Near the fire station.
Yes, not in front of the doors.
Right.
Yeah. It's interesting. A lot of those things in life are because, the safety rules, whatever it is, are because of something that happened. Right?
All of them.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're like, did you ever read Mike Rowe's thing, Safety Third?
Safety third? No, I have not.
So his pitch is, he said, everybody talks about safety first. He said, but really the businesses are in business to make money. And safety is not their priority. It should be your priority. Right? And so it should be, the business thinks, okay, we need to make money. but you need to think, I need to be safe, right? You're responsible for yourself. And that's what I think sometimes when I ponder some of these things of, okay, is this person really thinking I need to keep myself safe, right? Now, it might have made sense to the guy to drop the burning trash in front of the fire station. I could see that. The gas station I could not see.
Yeah, I was like, where are you? Oh my God. Please.
But nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Fire department was very responsive, and I showed up, and the one of the firefighters comes over and goes, "You let this bonehead drive your truck?" Yes, sir.
He wasn't a bonehead.
He wasn't a bonehead until this point.
Yeah.
Testament to they must have had a good sealed, asphalt and good tank maintenance.
Yeah.
So in a question came up the other day, I saw somebody said, what's an crazy idea about doing compactors? And I asked the question, I said, do they always make them out of metal? Because metal rusts, metal's heavy. And have you ever seen a compactor made out of anything but metal?
I've never seen a compactor.
I wonder if they
only
could be
metal.
I wonder if they could be made out of like carbon fiber or plastic or something. It'd probably be too expensive, but
It would probably be too expensive. Obviously, the cylinders and all that are going to have to be metal.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
they're hydraulic. So,
yeah.
but no, I've never seen anything other than steel.
Now I'm gonna have to talk to ChatGPT later today and
Yeah.
ask questions because it would be fascinating to be like, no, it doesn't rust and it weighs half as much.
Yeah, I mean, and the rust factor is really regional. So in the Midwest, there's a lot of rust. I mean,
Yeah.
your trucks rust. In the South, like in Texas, it's not bad. West
No.
Coast.
Michael Manoyan was telling us about, I think he was telling us about somebody he knows that doesn't even paint his cans or his compactors. He just lets them naturally rust because they're in Texas. He's like,
They're just primer.
nope, nothing.
That's
what he
weird.
said.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because they don't rust. Essentially, like they do rust some, but
They
not
do
enough.
rust some,
They
yeah.
wear out before they rust out. I've never
wild.
heard of that.
Yeah,
Now I got to find that company.
yeah. I know that when I worked for JJ's Waste, which was an Australian company, in Australia they do all of their containers are galvanized.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's too expensive to do that in the U.S.
Why is it less expensive there?
I don't know. I never asked that question, but their rust rate is so high in Australia because of the tropical climate and where it's at. Everything just rusts and
So maybe it's not that it's so inexpensive to do it. It's
it
just that
just
it's the
extends the life of,
Yeah.
of their equipment
Yeah.
and their containers.
Yeah.
So,
the alternative's way expensive.
yes.
I've only ever seen one stainless steel compactor. Seawright did one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which was wild looking because it's very shiny.
It's the DeLorean of compactors.
Yeah. Keep it polished.
There you go.
I can't imagine what it costs to do it.
I can't
I don't
either.
know, but
I mean, it's probably $70,000 container.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going in it either, but it would be wild. Well, so in what you're doing now, are you covering all kinds of equipment across all spaces, or what are you focused on?
Right now I'm focused on containers, compactors, balers.
Yeah.
Dipping and looking and researching because it's not my wheelhouse, but like depacking equipment for organics. Doing a lot of research in that space. Wasn't too familiar with the Canadian market, so they have a lot of plastic containers up there versus the metal, which I really like, but it's not really popular in the U.S. But I really like the look of them.
Because they are up there for the cold. Do you think they use it that way, or because of the organics?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you can literally change out the panels on them and make them different color.
I think there was a trend to that for a short period of time, and then people got frustrated they couldn't just like weld new casters on, and so it's kind of died out.
And once it breaks, it's
you're
broke.
scrapping.
You're scrapping.
Have you seen the? There's somebody at Waste Expo that had containers that were modular, front load 2, 4, 6, and then an 8-yard, and you could just rivet them together, bolt them together.
I did see that. That was pretty
I think
neat.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I do too.
It's like the IKEA. I don't think they use this name. I use it. It's like the IKEA of dumpsters. They just kind of show up. You buy them. They show up on the truck, and you assemble them on site.
Yeah.
Nice part about it, I thought, was everything's got a serial number on it.
Yeah.
So whenever one of the parts goes, you go on to their online store and you say, well, I need, another caster, I need another side panel, I need another base. And you can.
Don't you think, though, the challenge with that is that most companies don't, like most waste generating properties, don't want to be involved in that problem? They just want to say, fine, $200, send me a new bin.
Maybe, yeah. But I think it's like $50 for the replacement panel. So I don't know.
Yeah, I understand the economics might be something that you look at and say, oh, this economically makes sense. But the property manager, the plant manager just looks at it and says, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the case in 95% of them. But
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting concept. I would have to play it out in the real world to see exactly how it functions. And
If they're durable.
If
all
they're
those
durable.
things. Right.
How easy is it to make those changes? How rugged is it?
Yeah.
Out
Right.
on the street with a front load truck.
right.
Well, and when you started, what technology was actually involved from when you were there? And what have you seen come up?
Oh, that's when I started. It was a truck, just a traditional and a map. But no, the garbage truck was just a packer with hydraulics, no sensors, no nothing on it. There was no backup cameras.
Yeah. Wow.
The shifter wasn't electric, and even some residential garbage trucks were manual,
Yeah.
which was wild. But it's great now with technology, with a truck with 9 cameras on it,
Yeah.
sensors,
Air conditioning.
air conditioning. Funny thing was, until I drove a truck until like 97, and like 98 was the first year we got a truck with AC. And I actually went, they make garbage trucks with air conditioning?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Right.
And you guys probably fought over who got the first one, right?
We did, yeah.
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 Seniority ruled.
Seniority ruled. It always ruled in my space, yeah.
Which one were you at that point?
I was with Allied in Illinois.
No, but were you like third in line for the truck, or were you?
I had already transitioned out, but I would commandeer it whenever I had to go run a route. Mine.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm
you get
using your
shuffled.
truck. Yeah, you get this one today. Ugh.
But when you're doing this now with equipment, are you seeing sensors play into that in terms of like front load bins?
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a big ask right now for tilt sensors, for just a way to track, to keep haulers honest, because they'll say, "Oh, we were there."
Yeah, you need independent verification.
Yeah, we need, and the customers like it, and we can look online and find out whether somebody actually did it or not, and we
Yep.
don't have to call the hauler. Like, did you go there? We sure did. And so this is independent tracking that gives us a leg up, and a customer service person can look in real time
Yeah.
and answer that question and not have to go, I'll call you back.
That's been our experience too, is that it actually helps the vendor cut down on the amount of what I'd call false negatives,
Yes.
right? And false positives. But
Yeah.
false negatives are really frustrating, because when someone calls and says, you missed my pickup, they're like, well, no, we were there. And you can prove quickly,
Yes.
true or false, did this happen,
Yeah.
right? Oh, you picked the neighbor's one instead, but your GPS flagged it as ours. Okay,
Yeah.
got it, right? Now we
Yes.
have proof that it's actually full. It's pretty wild that way, because it cuts down on that frustration cycle.
Yeah, and it improves your customer relationship, because
Right.
they know that you know. So, and the other one is, sometimes customers aren't always the most honest, and they reload their
It
container.
happens.
It does happen. Well, we got our shipment in today, and we reloaded the container, and oh, he missed me. No, he was there at 6:45.
Right. We show full to empty.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Keeps
know that.
everybody honest.
Right. Keeps everybody honest. Well, so the conclusion of our episode usually ends with a lightning round. You good for that?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but I'm in.
Means I get to ask you a couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
They are generally one-word answers. You can expand as you need. So, you ready?
Sure.
Okay. Easy one to start. Is the Pope Catholic?
Yes.
Where did he go to college?
I have no idea.
All right. So we're two people
Thus
don't
far
know.
have.
Two people don't know. One person did. Okay. public company you'd want to run.
A public company I would want to run.
Yep.
Boy, if I could run any one of them, it would, and I'm actually going to answer Waste Connections.
Okay. Notice I didn't say waste company. I said any public company.
Yeah, I would. Waste Connections has a very interesting internal model that.
Yeah, it's very decentralized.
Yeah, and their people seem to be very happy and stay there a long time.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. If you could build your field of dreams, which sport would you build it in?
Baseball.
Baseball.
Absolutely.
It sort of lines up.
Yep.
Did you play?
I did play baseball.
Which position?
I played second base and pitcher.
Ooh, that's actually hard work. I was an outfielder for one season. That was terrible. What time do you wake up?
I wake up at 4 a.m. every day.
Except for today when you got up at 3.
I was up at 3 today.
All right, Cubs, White Sox, or Pirates?
White Sox.
White Sox. Okay. You like your old school scandals. The ice cream or cake?
Cake.
Cake. Not ice cream cake. No one said ice cream cake in my life. Everybody always answers the question honestly. Which impossible thing would you want to automate? I didn't prep you on this one, so I'll give you a minute to think about it. One of the people I've talked to when I was prepping this question said they'd want to prep calling their grandmother on Sundays. Just like not the actual talking, but the like making the phone call happen. I thought about my own answer, which was I'd want to automate turning off the lights that my kids leave on every night when I go around right before bed. And there's like, oh, there's that light. It's always on. And prep, I'd want to have them automate putting away their laundry, which I think I might just get like a cattle prod just to zap them. But so an impossible thing would you want to automate?
Making me dinner and not having to do anything. And I can just walk into the kitchen and it's there.
There's a way to do that.
Big quality of life boost.
There's a way to do that, I'm sure. Well, Mike, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Always a
I
pleasure.
missed. Wait. There it is.
There it is.
Nice bike.
Thank you.
Yeah.